Hello, sweet yogis. Welcome to Vinyasa. My name is Monica and I'll be your yoga instructor today. All you will need is some space for yoga, some mental space, and if you don't have any, we'll make some, okay? So let's start sitting on your mat, or if you want to lay down, that is another option. So find a lighting situation that works for you. If you want dim, if you want bright, if you want a candle, any music that sounds good, now is the time to set the atmosphere. Okay, and then once you find your comfortable seat, you'll close your eyes. Maybe you're cross-legged, maybe you're sitting on a pillow, on your heels, whatever you'd like. And draw your chin in towards your chest. Maybe feel a stretch in the back of your neck. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Then your left ear to your left shoulder. And then back to center. Bring the hands to the heart. Find an intention for your practice. So something positive you can move with. So if you want to find a stretch, maybe that's your intention. If you want to find some inner peace, maybe some love, whatever you feel like you need to welcome into your yoga practice. Breathe that in and breathe it out. Reach the arms up above your head. Inhale. Exhale, expand, arms come out to a wide, open the chest. You're here, you're now, nothing else matters. Wiggle the fingertips, rain it down, and bring it all the way to all fours. Coming onto your hands and your knees, lift your tailbone, sink your chest, lift your gaze up towards the sky. Stretching out the chest, the stomach. Exhale, drop your tailbone, your head, arch your spine up. Cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head, cow pose. Sound effects are optional for every animal shape we do today, whatever you're feeling. Embrace it. Inhale, expand, and exhale, drop up. Good. Coming into child's pose or puppy pose. So puppy pose is when you keep the hips up in the air. Child's pose is when you sink all the way back. Maybe your forehead comes to the ground. And I really invite you today to think about how you can curate your own practice. So how can you adjust every suggestion I make to make this your yoga practice? Maybe that's extra push-ups. Maybe that's holding the poses extra long. Maybe that's skipping a couple things here and there. Adding your own extra flair. Make this what you need today. But I encourage you to stay with us for the duration and to really just embrace the moment with me. Just practice. Don't be perfect. Okay, so coming to downward dog by tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, creating this upside down V shape with the body. Maybe you feel a calf stretch here. Maybe your heels are kind of up in the sky. If it feels good, you can bend one knee, then the other. And if you're not sure how your downward dog should look, your feet and hands should be about the same distance as they would be in a plank. So you can kind of measure it out. Your feet and hands are about shoulder distance apart. And you spread your fingers wide in 10 different directions. And then walk your hands all the way back to your feet, coming to a forward fold. Especially if you're feeling stiff in the hamstrings, bend your knees generously as you let the head hang heavy. Or maybe you straighten the legs out a little bit more, whatever feels right in your body today. Shaking the head out, no, and yes. Just letting everything go here, maybe taking a ragdoll, grabbing one elbow with one hand and vice versa, maybe swaying side to side, getting a stretch through your torso. And then releasing whatever you've got going on, and we'll curl the spine up towards standing. All right. Coming to your mountain pose. So feet underneath your hips and palms facing forward, nice and tall here, lengthening through your entire spine, closing the eyes. Maybe smile. Just breathe here. Finding the quietude within the body, stillness within the body, equilibrium. Inviting your body to just be present, be still. And we did this pose last time and it was kind of fun, so we're gonna do it again. So widen your feet out, widen your arms out, and we're gonna call it basking pose. So we're gonna bask in the moment. So turn your chin slightly up towards the sky, the sun, whatever, and then palms up, open the chest, and just bask in the moment. This great, beautiful moment where you're really embodied, you're really in control, really taking care of yourself. Bask. Great. Bring the hands together above your head and then down toward the chest. And then if you want, you can hop the feet back together. Okay. Walking the hands down the legs, down towards the ground, and then all the way out to your downward dog. Meet me here. And then when you're ready, coming to a plank or knee plank, coming up onto your tiptoes if you're in a regular plank. And then whether you're on your knees or on your toes, look forward, keep your elbows close to your rib cage, and lower your chest all the way down to the ground. Untuck the toes, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale down. Lift up, baby cobra. Use your upper back muscles here. Maybe high cobra or upward dog. Lifting up the hips and knees. And then lowering it all the way down, tucking your toes, sending your way back to downward dog. Maybe pedal out here, walk your dog. Walking the hands all the way back towards the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Shake the head out. However you want. And then reverse swan dive up. Arms sweep out to the side and reach up. Lift, lengthen, hands together. Palms come to the heart. All right, we're gonna do a couple of those kind of modified sun salutations. So if you want to skip the push-up, if you want to add more, if you want to add in a child's pose, do what you want to do. Otherwise, we're going to do the same sequence, okay? So you're going to walk the hands down towards the feet, walk the hands out to downward dog, and then coming to a plank or knee plank. Lowering halfway or all the way. Lifting up for a back bend or not. And then coming back to a downward dog. Taking a breath. And then walking your hands back to your toes, forward fold. Reverse swan dive up to the top. Hands to the heart. All right, let's do it again. Walking it down. Forward fold, walking it all the way out. Plank or knee plank. Lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, come back to a downward dog. Take a breath. And then walk it back. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Arms come up, hands together into the chest. Great. So we've done that a couple times together, and now we're going to do it with your own breath and with your own movement. And if you get lost, just follow me, but I'm going to zip it. Okay, 2 more times. We'll meet at the end. Beautiful. Take your time, finish it up. We'll meet in mountain pose. Palms together, or palms out to your sides, facing forward, closing your eyes. Bring the shoulders back. Maybe smile. Return to self, return to the moment. Maybe you noticed you were very in the moment as you flowed through that. Reaching the arms up above the head. Inhale. And exhale, palms come together to the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to the heart. Knees are soft, belly is in. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your chin down slightly. All right, from here, we are going to lift the right knee. So find your balance on your left leg. And then we're gonna go right into a lunge, okay? So if you need to kind of take a few steps to get there, you can, or you can lunge forward, okay? I'm feeling funky today. Does everyone feel that? Okay, so high lunge, you could be here, or you could drop the knee, untuck the toe if you want. Up to you. Bring the hands to the heart if they were not already. Draw the abdominals in. So instead of having a back bend, you're drawing the abdominals in, lengthening through the low back. Maybe reach the arms up, inhale. And continue to breathe here. You are doing great. I don't know what you're doing, but I know you're doing great. I feel it. All right, if you are not already, we're going to lower the back knee down and untuck the toes. Bringing the hands down to frame the right foot, coming into kind of your runner's lunge, and kind of drop the hips until you feel a stretch in the front of the left hip. Breathe. If this is not available, you can kind of stay up on the right knee. Drawing the hips back, lengthening through the right leg, coming off of the toes onto the heel, hamstring stretch on this right side. And we'll switch between the two, okay? So lunging, getting a stretch through that left hip flexor, deepen. And then extending, hamstring stretch, fold here. You should feel it in the back of your right leg. You can hold longer if you'd like, or you can continue to switch like me. Whatever floats your boat here. Keep breathing. Do whatever feels good. So if one of these is uncomfortable or painful, find a different motion, or perhaps don't go so deep. Play around with it. Just a couple more times, moving with your breath, holding where it feels good, backing off where it does not. All right, coming back to your runner's lunge. And then from here, tuck the back toes and lift the back leg. Keep your left hand on the ground as you twist open to the right. You're always welcome to drop that back knee again. That can always help with balance. There's no right or wrong way today. All right, right hand comes down, and we are going to step forward to a forward fold. Relax down. Halfway lift, hands come to the shins, lengthen the spine, look down. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to a plank or knee plank or a downward dog. Optional vinyasa here, dropping towards the chest in a controlled manner, lifting the chest, and then making your way back to down dog. Walking the hands back towards the feet, forward fold, and reverse swan dive up, reaching out to the sides and reaching up. Hands come to the heart. Beautiful. All right, coming on to the right foot, lifting the left knee. Find your balance. Maybe you take several steps to get there, or maybe you hop forward immediately to a high lunge. Adjust as you need. Good. And then find your abdominals here. Maybe lift the arms. Inhale and exhale. Continue to breathe here, using the quads, using the glutes to find a nice high lunge, or you can always drop the back knee early. Strong and controlled here, you got it. When you're ready, dropping the back knee down, untucking the toes, and bringing the hands down to frame the left foot on either side, sinking the hips downward till you start to feel a stretch in the front of the right hip flexor, and then stretching the left leg back, coming to your hamstring stretch, coming onto the heel, lifting the toes up, folding forward. If this is a little bit too deep for you, you can kind of be more here. Maybe bring your hands towards the hip. And then bending, stretching into the lunge, coming back to the hamstring stretch. lunging. And then your hamstring stretch. Continue with your own breath. Take your time. Hold where it feels good. All right, just a couple more. Doing great. All right, coming back to your lunge, keeping the right hand down, maybe lifting the back knee as you reach open to the left twist. Open the chest. Bringing it back down. And then stepping it forward to a forward fold. Exhale. Shake it out. Maybe swaying side to side. All right, and then uncurling the spine, bringing it up, opening the arms up and out. Just letting everything go here. And we'll kind of shake it out a little bit. If you've ever watched Yoga with Adrienne, I love this move she kind of made up. So we're gonna switch the arms one way, then the other way. And keep the knees bent, and we're just kind of turning the hips as we go, maybe dropping one hip, then the other. But you're kind of just like letting the arms flop. And I think Yoga with Adrienne calls this knocking on heaven's door. I like to think of it as kind of a washing machine. You're just kind of going through a cycle, washing things out. Maybe you can close your eyes if that feels good. And if it feels good to speed up, you could speed up. If you want to keep it slow and easy, keep it slow and easy. If this bothers your shoulders for any reason, you can keep your hands on your hips and still do the motion. There's something very satisfying about the flop of the arms. Keep it going. Just a little bit longer. Keep washing away. Bringing yourself to the present, the now. Find your breath. And begin to slow it down. It really disorients you when you have your eyes closed for a while. At least me. Okay, slowing it down, bringing it back to center. Great. And if you know anything about me, I love balance poses. So there's more. Do not worry. So if at any point you lose your balance, please just come back to it. Persevere. Use positive self-talk. This is not about being perfect, okay? So we're gonna start by drawing the right knee up and towards the chest. You can kind of hug it in with your hands if you want. You can do a couple ankle circles. You can stay here. You can always do tree pose. There's always tree pose. That's an option. Or you can grab the bottom of the foot with the hands, and you can begin to bring it out in front of you. Okay, so maybe you go all the way, or maybe you're here. Maybe you lose it and you come back to it. Okay? I'll show you this way. All right, breathe. So you're either here or you're here. All right. And then take a little breather here, and then we're going out to the side, okay? So you can be here, keep the knee bent, you can grab onto the knee, you can also grab onto the foot. And then you also could be here, you could extend all the way, whatever's available to you, but just focus on trying to find your balance. So I'm holding onto my toe with my peace fingers, my big toe, but you could grab onto any part of your foot that you want to try, maybe bringing the left arm out to the side. So we're all at different levels here. Find your balance posture that you'd like to work on. Persevere. Breathe through it. Find it again when you lose it. Then find it again, then find it again. All right, when you're ready, slow and controlled, bring it down and let it go. Let's take a little side bend action. So bring the right arm up and over, grab the wrist with the other hand, and then maybe bring the right foot kind of back behind you, really lengthening through the right side of the body. Nice. Other side. Left arm over, right hand on right wrist, maybe bringing the left foot back. All right, and relaxing it down. Okay, other side. So planting the right foot down, drawing the left knee in. Maybe you're here, maybe you're doing a tree. Maybe you're holding the knee in. Whatever you're doing, you're breathing, you're connecting with the body. And then maybe grabbing onto the foot with the hands. Maybe also finding some extension through the leg. And like I said, you don't have to go all the way. These are all available to you with the knee bent or straight, up to you. So here or here. All right, bringing it out to the side when you're ready. So you're here or here or any iteration, okay? If you lose it, come back to it. Maybe bring the arm out to the side. Find some grace for yourself, some inner balance about this situation that is challenging. And then we'll all bring it back in and relax. And that's not because I was losing my balance. We were really done with the pose. All right, let's go to the top of your mat if you weren't already there. Reach the arms up, inhale. And exhale, swan dive forward, hands come toward the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to downward dog. Breathe. Child's pose is also an option here. If you're not already in child's pose, let's come down gently to the knees, untuck the toes, and we'll find a puppy pose here. So keep your hips up above your knees and then walk the hands forward, coming into the shoulder or chest opener, bringing the forehead down, melting the heart towards the ground. Close the eyes. And let go of the practice so far, just staying with your breath, with your body, your experience right now. Noticing what's being stretched. Noticing how you feel. Okay, bringing yourself back up and then coming to a seat. All right. Things might get a little weird down here, but I'm gonna give you a lot of options, okay? So, stick with me. Let's start cross-legged if that's available for you, or if you're more kind of here, whatever you're able to do sitting on the ground, that's what you'll do. Maybe you can close your eyes and do a few neck circles. I usually tell my patients that the least important part of a neck circle is the going back part, because usually most of us are already really extended in the cervical spine. So going sideways and forward is a more advantageous stretch. All right, bring it back to center. And then I want you to bring one foot nice and close in towards your body, and then the other foot out with the toes pointed forward. So you're kind of in this, like, one knee is up towards the ceiling and one knee is down toward the ground. So even this might not be that available for you. Maybe this has to be more out. You could have this leg straight out. This is an option. But trying to get this leg up here, okay? So if you're here, I want you to, it might be easier if I show you sideways. I want you to put your weight into your right foot and into your hands and kind of roll until you start to feel a stretch on the inner thigh. So I'll show you from the front. And this might not be comfortable for your left knee, in which case I'll show you the modification. So you're kind of here. So stretching that right inner thigh. And you kind of find whatever movement feels good. If you're here, you might be able to just simply bend forward. And then at least you get kind of a hamstring stretch. And you can play around here. So there's no right or wrong. I literally made this up. So whatever you decide feels good, you're just helping me make it up as we go. So perhaps you even feel an inner thigh stretch, just kind of letting this hip open without putting weight in your hands. Or again, you're kind of folding forward, kind of reaching, playing around until you feel like an inner thigh stretch. All right, let's try the other side, even if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so right knee bent, the foot is coming in towards you, and then the left knee is bent and the knee is up towards the ceiling. So you're here, you could let the knee fall out. It's kind of like a weird butterfly position. You could put weight into your hands and kind of lean forward and explore where you get a stretch here. You also could bring the right leg out straight and see what you got going on here. So just playing around with this very unique posture, trying to get maybe an inner thigh stretch. Comment if you have any ideas of what we should call this pose. I'm open to suggestions. Okay, now let's actually do butterfly pose. So bring your feet together and your knees falling out. And then if you want to find kind of a fun mudra posture, so that would be bringing the thumbs and the index fingers together. And you can close your eyes, resting the forearms on the knees, kind of using this posture to find tranquility within. And if that's not available to you, you could kind of find a fold, or whatever version of butterfly posture you would like. Nice. All right. Bringing it back all the way back. So we're going to end the class on our backs, but if you prefer to sit or put your legs up a wall, do whatever feels good to kind of find some final relaxation. And I really encourage you to stick with me for this part. This is the best part. You don't have to do anything. I promise. Okay, finding your relaxed posture, doing whatever necessary adjustments or final stretching that would feel good for your body. Maybe you kind of splay out into what we call Shavasana or a corpse pose. Maybe you keep the knees bent. Knees could fall together, knees could come out. Whatever you would like. I'm really going to find a posture of surrender here. I want you to close your eyes. Unclench your jaw. Relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Allow your eyeballs to fall deep into their sockets. And watch the mind, observe the mind. I want you to think about your mind. Think about your mind. I want you to think about your mind as like you're taking a dog for a walk, right? And the dog goes and sniffs things. And that's like a thought coming into your mind. The dog pulls you one direction, does a little sniff, and then you keep going. So whenever a new thought enters your brain as you're laying here, just imagine your little puppies going over, sniffing the thought, and then keeping on going on its walk. So we're not trying to clear the mind. We're just taking a walk, sniffing around, noticing our surroundings. When we sit in stillness, in silence, we get to know the mind. Perhaps we get to know boredom. We get more comfortable with the inner environment. And this is important. Taking the mind for a walk. Anything that comes up is all right. And when you lose focus, just find your breath and notice how your body feels. Now, if you want more time here, take your time. You can pause, stop the video, and keep going. If you're ready to come out of this relaxation, you could begin by stretching the arms up above the head, maybe bringing the knees in towards the chest, maybe rolling onto one side and taking your time to press yourself up to sitting. Closing your eyes, bringing your hands together. Honoring the teacher within you, the great wisdom within you that knows everything's okay how it is, and you are at peace within. All right. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I wish peace to all of you. And it's so fun having you part of the yoga community. I see a suggestion for calling that pose the chrysalis, which I believe is part of the caterpillar cycle, butterfly cycle. So we'll get back on that. We'll get back to you on that. All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your week. Love you all. Really appreciate you joining. See you soon.